Hello and welcome to the GPCA annual forum here in Dubai. I'm John Baker and I'm talking to Johan Cnossen, Executive Board Member and Chief Operating Officer of Cnossen. Look, ThyssenKrupp's got a long history, but maybe the name isn't quite so well known here. Could you explain, how you've been present in the region and what you...
Yeah, it's a good question, John. Thanks for asking. I think we have been in the area for the last 60 years in building projects, but that was under our brand names like Ude for the chemical and for the fertilizer, or Policius mainly on cement. But like I said, we have a long history, but not under the name ThyssenKrupp. It's only in the last 2 to 3 years that we have consolidated under one name, and I think it is a good point to make some better branding of this name in order to get familiar with it. Yeah.
Okay, and I think this is your first time at the forum, and the fact that you're sponsoring the event shows that you're interested in the region.
Yeah, we have the first membership and the sponsoring of the event. Although we have a presence here in the area of 400 people over 4 offices, so far we have not been an active member of the GPCA, so I'm looking forward to the event, and particularly to our sponsoring part on Tuesday, on the second day, where we will go a little bit more in detail about marginal gains we want to deliver to our clients.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the concept of marginal gains? How big small improvements can make big impacts?
Sure. I mean, we are diverse as a company, as I mentioned earlier, not only doing technologies, doing engineering, and as well as construction and our own products. So we can talk about products where we can have, let's say, intelligence implemented, so we can, let's say, measure and predict the maintenance intervals. But as far as technology is concerned, let me give an example on the fertilizer. You have about 24 fertilizer plants in the Middle East, and ThyssenKrupp, we have built about 40% of them. What we are currently doing is to add a component to the urea, to add a component sulfur to it, and that's a small revamp. We're talking about, let's say, an incremental investment less than 10 million. But with the silver adding to the urea, we will be able to add a price benefit for the client. The client can ask 30 to 40% more for the same product. So if you take an internal rate of return on the 10 million investment for the small revamp, the client will be able to gain 30% more on its product's price. Thereby an internal rate of return is less than 2 years. That is a very typical example we are currently trying to implement in this region.
What other things will you be presenting tomorrow? I mean, are there any particular areas where GCC producers can learn?
Well, it's about the marginal gain, we believe, is of interest for all the current producers of chemicals, as well as in mining. The lower feedstock prices, as well as the lower product prices, the margins, which are globally affected, will also drive, let's say, the need for efficiency here in the Middle East. I think everyone needs to have a certain rate of return on his investments, and by a marginal gain, by more focus not only on the capex, on the cost of the project, but also on the operations of the project, there is a lot to gain as far as margin improvement is concerned.
Right. And do you think this is an area where the producers here haven't been particularly focused up until now?
Well, to be honest, I think Middle East was blessed with a low feedstock price, but in the last 5 years, we've seen, because of the oil shale gas prices, we have seen that other parts in the world have equally low feedstock prices, so that gives some competitive pressure, and I think that makes the interest also to focus more on the operational part.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.